People think cheerleaders have it easy. Perfect hair, cute uniforms, loud laughter in hallways. But they don't see what it takes to stand out when you're the only one who looks like you. Maple Grove Prep was picture perfect. The kind of school where the parking lot was full of Teslas and Range Rovers, where girls wore Dior gloss and boys wore their father's last names like designer cologne. It was built for people like Tyler Harper, valedictorian in training, golden boy of the school, and son of the infamous Karen. And then, there was me, Simone Ellis, 14 years old, black, tall, smart, and a cheerleader, the first black girl to ever make varsity as a freshman. People clapped when I made the squad, but their eyes said something else, like they were watching to see if I'd fall. And then Tyler started paying attention to me. At first, I thought he was just being nice. He'd walk me to class, offer help with homework, told me I had an exotic vibe and that I was different from the other girls, as if that was supposed to be a compliment. I kept it polite but distant. I wasn't interested. Then the notes started showing up, flowers in my locker. One time, he even sent cupcakes to my homeroom, red velvet, my favorite. That's when I knew someone had done research. I told my parents. My mom laughed. You're not obligated to entertain him just because he's persistent. Even if he's the golden boy, especially then. After I turned Tyler down at the homecoming dance, things shifted, not from him at first, but from other people. Girls I'd worked with on the cheer squad suddenly forgot to include me in meetings, group chats without me, practice times that changed last minute, whispers when I walked past. Then came the rumors. She's only on the team because the school wants to look diverse. She's got an attitude problem. She's aggressive. That one stung the most, because I've spent my whole life learning how not to come across as aggressive. I smile when I'm frustrated. I shrink when I should stand tall. I downplay my ambition just to make people feel less threatened. But none of it mattered, because once Karen had her target, she wasn't letting go. I found out she was behind the anonymous tip to the school after winter formal. She told them I was seen with a lighter and that I'd set a dangerous tone at the dance. My hands shook when they called me to the office. I sat in front of the principal, knowing full well how things like this go down. Black girls don't get grace. We don't get benefits of the doubt. We get labeled. Thank God my mom was already in the parking lot. She walked in with calm fire like she always does. Asked to see the footage, picked it apart until it was clear I hadn't done anything wrong. But even after they dropped the accusation, something changed. The way people looked at me, like I was a walking scandal. A week later, I overheard two girls from my squad in the locker room. She doesn't even smile. She's so full of herself. She's not even that pretty. I went into the nearest stall, locked the door, and sat on the toilet, fully clothed. I didn't cry. I was too tired to cry. Instead, I just sat there, holding my breath, wondering if I'd made a mistake trying to belong in this place. I went home that day and asked my mom, "Can I quit the squad?" She didn't say no. But she didn't say yes either. Do you want to quit because you're done or because they want you to be? I hated how well she knew me. The truth was, I didn't want to give up. I loved cheer. I loved flipping through the air, the adrenaline, the discipline. It made me feel powerful in a world that always wanted me to be small. But I was tired of shrinking, tired of smiling through shade, tired of having to be twice as good just to be considered acceptable. So I made a decision. If I was going to stay, I'd stay as myself. No more sugarcoating, no more softening my shine. That Friday, I wore my hair natural to school. Full, thick curls I used to flatten into submission every morning. The whispers were immediate. New look? Wow, that's bold. Is it real? I just smiled. Every single coil. At practice, I started calling out girls who accidentally dropped me during stunts. Try again, I'd say, with focus this time. Some rolled their eyes, some nodded, a few started listening. Then at the next game, I nailed the pyramid toss. Clean, center stage, full twist, the crowd roared. Coach pulled me aside after. "I see you," she said. "Don't stop." Something shifted after that, not instantly, not dramatically, but I noticed it. A few girls started asking me for help with routines. One even asked what I used for my curls. The group chat slowly opened back up. Coach started giving me lead spots again. Even the teachers seemed more careful. One of them assigned a black author for our next lit unit, and looked directly at me as if asking for approval. I wasn't going to give them that. They'd have to earn it. Tyler, he faded into the background. After the fallout with his mom, he switched schools. I heard he told someone, Simone's out of my league anyway. He wasn't wrong, but Karen wasn't done. One afternoon, I walked home from school and saw her parked near the corner of our street, just sitting there, watching. I stopped, took my time opening the gate. She didn't roll down her window, didn't wave, just stared. And I stared back, because I wanted her to know. I see you too. That night, I journaled like I always do. Except this time, instead of writing about what they did to me, I wrote about what I did. How I stood up, how I stayed, how I wore my crown and my curls. Mom peeked into my room before bed. Proud of you, she said softly. I didn't say anything, I just nodded, but I felt it. Not just her pride, mine.